Hello, your call cannot be taken at the moment, so please leave your message after the tone.
I was just obsessed with it. I wanted to be in the industry and make it my life. I just wanted to just focus on art, and that whole mysterious, more mature thing about skateboarding was also quite a lure for me to, get really interested in it. And skateboarding was my first thing. Definitely, I'm a very nostalgic person. Different styles that have happened within the past in the evolution of skateboarding and surfing and culture. But then there are certain people, certain curators within these subcultures that they have to pay attention to those so that they can reinvent them and move forward and let them further evolve.
So when I arrived in San Francisco in '99, it was a really exciting place coming from San Diego. San Diego is such a little bubble, and San Francisco is more like the big city. And just such an inspiring change for someone into art like me. Deluxe being in San Francisco, it's always been my favorite conglomerate of skateboard brands. It's Spitfire Wheels, Crooked Skateboards of Mark Gonzalez, Thunder Trucks, Anti-Hero Skateboards, and it's really it was Rasa Libre was with them at the time. I just really wanted to work with them. I knew Tommy Guerrero worked there and all these legends that I worshipped. So I sent them some of my work, and I was able to land an interview in 1999. And it almost worked out. Jeff Clint interviewed me, rest in peace, who's now passed away. He was one of the founders of Deluxe. But I didn't get that job. 3 years later, I tried again and got it, which was nice. So I redesigned their website, dlxsf.com, gave them the new black template that they kept for it still pretty much looks the same from the redesign. And then from there, they made me the art director of Thunder Trucks. That was super exciting for me. They moved me into this amazing art room. I got to sit next to Tommy Guerrero. Other people in the art room at the time was Mike Novak, Christopher Wright, Darren Young, Silent G, and Julian Stranger. And these were all amazing artists. It was incredible working with these guys. They showed me so much. That's sort of where I learned everything. And then, of course, Mark Gonzalez, one of the most innovative, inspirational skateboarders I think that's ever existed. He's a poet and an artist and a very high-energy person. Everything he does, he gives 100%. I was able to work with him for a few years, and definitely one of the most inspiring people I've ever met. I was about 29, 30 years old, and I wanted to move on to a company that could give me a good career for the future. So I noticed Dolby Laboratories down the street was hiring. Really exciting for me, applied there and got the job for them. So at Dolby, I really missed designing for skateboards. So I decided to start my own company. And I started a company called Capital Skateboards with a K. It's spelled Kapitol. And I wanted to create something with my friends who wrote graffiti. This was one of our boards. This was a graphic I did, San Quentin Giants with the gun tower. But that's Keep, that's his hand style. And he did these logos right here, Capital Skateboards. You can see that. When I was working for Dolby Laboratories, it was really funny because I would have these boards made and they were going to ship over about 300 skateboards, and I couldn't receive them at my house. So I had them sent to Dolby Laboratories, right there, 100 Potrero office. They'd be in the mailroom, and the mailroom guys all hated me because I'd have these giant crates of skate decks clogging up the mail. They were like, John's got his own business, that he's running out of the basement of Dolby Laboratories, a skateboard company. So eventually I met with Angus, and I ended up leaving Dolby Laboratories 3 years later, of course, after a few projects. And after working for Deluxe and Own Records, I actually got a job at NHS and I started working for OJ Wheels. And I was the art director for OJ Wheels. And here's some of the wheels. This is probably one of the most recognizable designs that I did, the one for Justin Figueroa, the Figgy wheel. People might remember that. And we have like a Justin Strubing wheel. 2 Justins. Different wheel designs. These were some of the Spitfire wheels I designed for Spitfire. And it was neat, yeah, it was working for Deluxe and then for NHS was crazy. Two of the biggest. But yeah, they were Deluxe in 2003 and NHS in 2010. And I laid out and designed this line of Santa Cruz decks. This one was neat, the slasher with the wheels and trucks. I drew the trucks and wheels on this one in Jim Phillips style, which for me was a big deal because Jim Phillips, being one of my favorite artists of all time, getting to draw his art was, I don't know, it just gave me goosebumps when I was doing it, I guess. And then here's more from that line, the Fang boards, the G deck. It was fun working for them while I did because I got to do surf and skate. After that, I moved to San Clemente and started working with Tom Mori at a company called Catch Surf, a new company in surfing. And this is a board I got from Tom Mori. This was one of the very first soft tops that he created. And when he was experimenting with soft tops, he was putting this cool logo. This is his old Y brand, Tom Mori Y Surfboards logo. And the story behind this, he threw this like snake skin tapestry underneath the glass of this board. So it has this really beautiful snake skin on it. And then I like that really wide stringer. And it's a squishy board. It's really neat. If you feel it, you could feel the soft top aspect of it. And then the rails have that Tom Mori afterburner rail style where it's like sort of like a different reversed rail shape on the board. And he'd call those afterburners. And that wide tail too, that wide squash tail.